Hi everyone, it's Deb here. It's been quite some time since I posted anything on YouTube, so I'm here today to share a card that I made using Silhouette Studio on my Cameo. I am no expert using Silhouette Studio, so I won't be teaching any aspect of that. I'm just going to show you how to make the card. If you're new to Silhouette Studio or your Silhouette machine, I encourage you to check out Silhouette America on YouTube or visit Kerry Bradford. She has some awesome classes for Silhouette, using your Silhouette machine and also using Studio. I'll have all the info and links and everything you need to know on my blog, and I'll leave a link to that below in the description of this video. So let's make the card. We'll be making this Halloween card, and I'll pop that one off to the side just there. And I started off with this design from the Silhouette online store. It's from Laurie Whitlock, so we'll go and grab that and bring it onto our mat. Okay. It's the A2 Laurie Whitlock Sculpt Center Step card. And as I said, I'll have all the info on my blog of everything I use. Okay, so we're going to ungroup this. And when you ungroup, the score lines and that ungroup as well on the card. So we're going to group that one back together and pop that off to the side for now. These parts here I filled with pattern paper and did a print and cut, and the pattern paper I used was the Glitz Paper Raven triangles, and I also from the same line I used the Raven Vintage Jack-o'-lantern and the Raven banner. Oops. Okay. So we'll fill these pieces here with pattern paper. So I'll open my fill pattern window and scroll down and grab that. And you can see this piece here, the scale of the pattern is coming larger than the other pieces, so I'm going to come down to my advanced options and scale that pattern down. I think about 60%. And then I'm just going to pop that off to the side. Okay. You can see here on the print and cut pieces that they've got the white background behind them. And I want to resize these to fit on my card, and I find that the white background gets in the way. So I learnt a little trick on YouTube of how to get rid of that white background, and her name is Margaret Wilburn, and I'll leave a link below for that and also on my blog. But all you do is come up to your trace window, select trace area, select your shape, uncheck your high pass filter, and then bump up your threshold till you get a nice. You don't need to worry about what's going on in here, we just want a nice outline around the edge of the shape. So we trace outer edge, then we select our shape again, come up to the modify window and crop that, and it gets rid of that white background. And I'm going to do the same here. Select trace area, bump up my threshold, trace outer edge, select the shape, and then we're going to crop. Okay. And on my card you can see my jack-o'-lantern has got a slight black border around it. And what I did with that was come up to my offset window and did an offset and just brought it down till I was happy with the size of that. Maybe 90, yeah. Okay. Or 0.90 it was, sorry. Okay, and then I just, oops, click the wrong one. Try and get that outer edge. There we go. And group them together. So that was that. Okay. Excuse me. I'm going to bring my card over to my mat, and this is the front of the card here, so I'm going to rotate it to make it easier to size things. And this is the square that goes on the front of the card. That's going to be cut with black cardstock, and that goes there. That one's with orange cardstock, and that goes there. And this is the little scallop border that goes at the bottom, about there. Okay, and then I just sized down my jack. Okay, so I sized the jack-o'-lantern, and it is 2.260 by 2.580, and that's going to go on the front of the card there. Oops. And the banner, I'm going to start sizing that down here. And that's going to go in the middle there. And that looks about right. So the banner is 2.110 by 0.820. And I'm actually going to duplicate that one because I'm going to do 2 printing cuts of that one. And when I get to my craft desk, I'm going to just cut the bottom part of the banner and the top part and layer them on over the top of this one to make it a little bit more realistic. Okay, so that's all you need to do to design the card. And then you just, I cut this one out with orange cardstock, and then I just got my page ready for a printing cut. A4, show registration marks, and then just set about doing that. Printed it off and then cut it out. And I will be taking you over to my craft area, and I will show you how I put together this card. So here we are at my craft desk, and I'm just creasing along all the fold lines to get a good fold. I actually used a new silhouette cutting mat, and the card just didn't want to sit properly for me. And I will also include a link over at my blog for Laurie's video on how to put this card together, as it helped me when I was putting it together the first time. At the moment, you can see I am just distressing all the edges with some black soot distress ink. Just trying to get that grungy distress look for the Halloween card, and to tone down a bit of that orange. It was a tiny bit bright. And while you're watching that, I should mention that you can go over to my blog and request a shape from the Silhouette online store to be featured in a project. It can be any shape on the Silhouette online store. And if you go to my blog, up the top near the home button, it says request a shape, and you'll find all the details and info there on how you can go about doing that. I've only just really got back into crafting after a few years and I feel that I need a challenge. So here I am, I'm just distressing all the print and cuts I did. I used matte photo paper, and I just wanted to cover that white edge up as well as distress the edges a bit too. Okay, so I'm about to put the card together, and this is the little square that goes onto the front of the card. You can see my card still won't sit properly. Just placing that in the middle and then burnishing it to make sure it gets a really good stick. This card comes together so fast. Okay, and here I was putting it ready to put the scallop on, and then I thought, no, I'll pop it up. So I got some foam out and just stuck it on the back of the scallop. To pop that part up. Excuse me. And you can see the circle too. I'd cut it from the same orange cardstock, and it was quite bright, so I used the distress ink to tone that down and give it a really grungy distress look. And I'm just popping up my jack-o'-lantern and putting him on the front there. And now I'm going to work on the banner. I printed two of them out, and you can see I've already cut the top and bottom off, and I've just got some foam underneath, and I'm just popping them over the top there, and it looks a little bit more, gives more of effect than just having the flat embellishment there. Just having some trouble with my zig glue pen now. And just popping that in the middle there. Okay, and then for the last bit I decided I wanted to put some glossy accents on the jack-o'-lantern, just on the top of his hat and also in his eyes. Oh, sorry about the headshot. In his eyes there, and his nose and his mouth. And that's pretty much the card done. And once you've got it set up in your Silhouette Studio, you can save it to your library, and you can always pop out a quick and easy Halloween card. Well, thanks for coming by today and watching. Don't forget to pop over to my blog to find all the info about today's card. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.